Hey Rocco, this is your Pappy Topher, and I just haven't made one of these videos for a while, and I thought it would be fun to hang out with my grandson for a little while and maybe tell you a few stories about myself just so you understand me as a person. Right now, you're a baby. Uh, Maybe a toddler is more appropriate. You're over a year old, and you are now expecting a baby brother added to your family. We just recently got the news your parents announced. Um, you recently have moved into the second house of your lifetime. You probably won't remember the first one because you were very baby small. So we've got some pictures of us together though when I visited last summer. And I'm coming down this coming summer so that we can spend time at your new house. I want to talk a little bit about my musical journey and the way I go about creating songs and just what the music experience is for me. I am a neurotype that is a sensory seeker. I'm a person who is a sensory seeker. And for me, when I first started playing guitar, I played it with a pick and I played it with my head. And I was trying to think about the notes and I was trying to understand music theory and I was trying to understand the right places, the right chords, where to put my fingers on the fretboard, thinking I had to hit all 6 notes at the same time, dealing with a pick. It was a lot. Same thing happened with drums. I was put in a situation one time where I was asked to play drums and I was given a pair of sticks. And I thought I had rhythm and I sat down at the drum kit and something about the sticks between me and the drums got in the way. With the guitar, something about the pick, something about my head got in the way. Later in life, I started looking at it differently. With drums, I got rid of the sticks. I started playing with my hands. I played djembe, I played congas. I still have them. Sometimes I play them, kind of loud for my apartment right now. And when I did it with my hands, something made a connection. I remember being in school and I would tap on desks and it was like my fingers were dancing and I could feel the taps and it was finger drumming. And somehow that translated where the sticks got in the way. Several years ago, I decided I wanted to relearn how to play guitar. I went about it in kind of a roundabout way. I decided first I was going to take about 5 or 6 years and learn to play the ukulele, totally fingerstyle, kind of my own teaching. It was all by feel, no pick to get in the way. Later, I decided I wanted to learn surf guitar. There was a pick. It didn't work. I abandoned it after just a few months. But something about the feel of my fingers on those nylon strings on the ukulele drew me. It was like they were tapping. It was very percussive. And the fingers on the fretboard were like they were dancing on the fretboard. One day I decided to pick up Stanley. That is my black Ibanez. I think it's in AEG 10, I believe. It's in a 10NE maybe? I don't know. Anyway, it's a nylon string. And I got that same sensation. Steel strings, I wasn't there yet, although I'm getting there now. But the sensation of the fingers on the nylon strings, tapping on one hand, dancing on the fretboard with the other, suddenly my brain was disconnected from it, but the sensations, the tactile experience was there for me. And somehow, because I had already spent time studying chords, so I mean, obviously that was important. And I had played with a pick for years, strumming and being pretty frustrated by it. Um, but it at least gave me some knowledge of chords. And now I'm able to take that knowledge and let my fingers dance on the strings with it. And I don't think about what note I'm playing. I don't think about what chord is coming next. I might think about shapes. I might think about the way it feels on the neck. And I listen. And somehow my body has learned that certain shapes on the neck and certain plucks on those strings tapping away create certain pleasant sounds. And then I go from one interval to the next and see, does it work? Do I want dissonance? Is there dissonance? Is there a nice harmony? Do I hear something next? And one of the beautiful things I remember early on about acoustic guitar was the movement. I always described it as like popcorn popping. Underneath there's this churning. You hear it a lot with banjo rolls and maybe in bluegrass style music you'll hear it. But there's always notes, and with me that was always done by tap-ons, pull-offs. There's always this churning river under the chords, even though the chord's not really moving anywhere. It's just an arpeggio that's getting voiced. Well, I've talked a lot now, almost 8 minutes in. I want to get to a guitar practice. Recently, I've been working on something in D minor. In the past, I mistakenly called this chord an A minor chord, but it wasn't. It was a D minor all along. One of the songs I wrote before I thought was in an A minor progression, and it turns out, no, it was D minor also. Anyways, obviously I don't know theory and chord names as much as I would like to, but I've been working on something new in D minor, and I want to play that through on your father's favorite guitar of mine. So this is my Ibanez AE30 MS. I'm not sure what the MS is for. I think the M is for maple because it does have a flame maple top. It's kind of a dirty, it's glossy right now, but it's got fingerprints all over it. So give me a second to set up my audio interface here. Okay, I'm not sure what you're picking up here, but we'll give it a try. This is just something I've been writing recently. Starts off in a D minor kind of an alternate D minor voicing that I came up with, and then jumps down to let's see, a B flat, and there's a C in there, and I believe another lower D minor, and again, this is just something I've been working on recently that is related to something that I had written before using the same chord, but a slightly different progression. Here we go. Oh, and we've got my Samson S11 mic going into my Crate Gunnison acoustic amp, just for the acoustic sound of the guitar. But I'm also running through a whole list of Boss effects as well, and running that mixed direct signal in through my audio interface, iRig Stream, into my iPhone. Okay, well, I'll just say that was a warm-up because I didn't play it very well, but you get the idea. Now this is my regular 2026. Let's see. Can you see? And I'm going to tune also. Okay, the high E was just a little flat, I thought so. steel string, there's not as much distance between the strings, so my left hand is a little crowded and my fingers tend to mute the wrong strings, whereas on that classical guitar it's slightly wider and I don't have that issue, but it's okay. That's the one that I thought was in A minor. It ends on A minor, but it's actually in D minor. Anyways. That one is a real hand killer for my left hand. A lot of that C minor bar chord, and then, yeah, that's a big workout for the left hand. take a quick break to switch guitars here because, yeah, my left hand is shot from the steel strings. All right, here we go. Starting way up there with that chord again. back to where we started with all of this. Just something I've been working on recently in D minor. This is my third piece that I've written in D minor, from D minor to a B flat. There's a C in there. Yeah. Well, Rocco, it's been fun hanging out with you. Um, like I said, I'm going to see you again this summer. I'm going to be sending you more videos between now and then. And I just look forward to the time we get to spend together, the years that we have ahead of us. Rock on, little buddy.